What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NFL DFS contenders for Thursday Night Football, the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments section who are your favorite plays for today's slate. And finally, shout out to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. If you click the link in the description, head on over to Prize Picks and make a deposit. They will match that deposit up to $100. You do not need an optimizer. You're picking player props, trying to hit over-unders, put together 5 on one card. You'll net up to 10x your entry fee. Again, link is in the description. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Brandon McManus, the Broncos D, Phillip Lindsay, Michael Pittman, and Jerry Jeudy on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, in a tie with Jerry Jeudy, his running back, Melvin Gordon. He's 8,800, projected for 14.3 fantasy points. The Broncos are 3.5-point favorites here, the 42-point total against the Colts. Gordon, 6% chance to go for more than 30, 9% likelihood he is your optimal captain, so you're looking for something in that like 27 range to really get that ceiling if that's where you've got Gordon. But 44% likelihood to be in the flex spot in the optimal, that gets him to the coin flip. So we get Jerry Jeudy over that coin flip spot at 6. We get Melvin Gordon over that coin flip spot at 5. Same basic projection, 52% for each way, but I'm happy to grab them both here, guys. I like the Broncos a bit today. This one's a little bit lower than I was expecting. Matt Ryan in at number 4, 9,600, projected for 14.7 fantasy points. As I mentioned, Colts are dogs in this one, 42-point total. Just not the ceiling that you would expect to see. 5% likelihood that Matt Ryan goes for north of 30, 8% chance that he is your optimal captain. That seems pretty reasonable. Oddly, slightly lower than I was expecting because 9,600 is not a crazy price tag. 47% likely in the flex though. So it takes that slight quarter step ahead of Jeudy, ahead of Gordon. You love the floor of someone like Matt Ryan, and especially with no Jonathan Taylor. Taylor's replacement, Nahim Heinz, in at number 3, 6,800, projected for 13.5. Colts obviously dogs here. Heinz should see a pretty solid chunk of additional work with no Taylor. 3.5% chance he goes north of 30, not particularly likely. 9% chance he's your optimal captain, however. There is definitely a ceiling game somewhere in Nahim Heinz, and even at 6,800, depending on the rest of those salaries work, there's some additional options after that. The real key for Nahim Heinz is that the floor is massive. 51% chance that he is optimal at the flex spot. That makes up for everything. I mean, that passes Pittman just by himself. It might as well be Jeudy or Gordon. It's just really safe. Is he going to be popular today? Absolutely. Is there a reason? Yeah, there is. Next up at number 2, this one's also pretty easy. That would be Cortland Sutton, 9,400, projected for 17 fantasy points. Denver the favorite, and this guy has a massive ceiling. 23% chance that Sutton goes for more than 30. A 20% likelihood he is your optimal captain. So you need a big day, but he is likely to give it to you. You can also still pretty easily get him into the flex spot. 46% likely there. Cortland Sutton at 66%, very clear step up in tier over Heinz, way above the Matt Ryan, Gordon, Jeudy range. This one's just really easy. Sutton is the best guy that you can get that isn't a quarterback. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments who you like and who you dislike for today's slate. And finally, please go click that link in the description. Head on over to Prize Picks, make a deposit, and get yourself some free money. Final contender here, number 1 with a bullet, Russell Wilson, 10,400, projected for 18.3. Broncos are the favorites here. There is a ceiling, that's for sure. 14% chance he goes for more than 30. 20% likelihood that he's your optimal captain. I know people like to see this and you're like, oh, it's never the quarterback. Look, 20% still means that 80% of the time he's not the captain. The reason he's won and it's easy is because there's basically always a quarterback in a showdown lineup. No one gets more likely here, and that's why Wilson's in the flex spot 57% of the time. In the aggregate, 75% chance, 77. I should say the numbers correctly. 77% chance Russell Wilson is in the optimal lineup. Again, that's a massive number. You shouldn't be surprised to see that, but just remember, 25% of the time, basically, he's not in the optimal. That's the mechanism here for Showdown. If it's not Wilson, it's probably Ryan, but there's still even a small percentage where it's not either quarterback. That doesn't mean they shouldn't be number 1 or number 4. It just means they're the most likely. Most likely doesn't mean lock. But for this spot right here, Russell Wilson's pretty close. Number 1 contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday Night Football, Broncos and Colts. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win that money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.